Alright, something a little different today. We've got 3 beautiful viewer retro builds, so let's get started. Our first build is from Jim, who is a software engineer based in London with a hobbyist interest in electronics. Man, that's a small screen. I'm way too old for that. Jim did the widgets, which is nice to see. Looks like he's using the 12-volt option on the control card with a solder tail edge connector. I never tried out those, so I'm glad to see that it works. Here she is on a much larger screen. Look how small that retro board looks in comparison. I actually have a difficult time playing this with normal orientation because I spent way too much time breadboarding and debugging horizontally. This is absolutely great. Our second build is from Ikuta, an electronics hobbyist from Japan. Absolutely beautiful board. I forgot to ask about the socketed 7437 in George 1. Hopefully something fun. Ikuta had problems getting an 82S16, so he worked to retrofit a Hitachi 64K x1 static RAM. Many of you noted that the supposedly compatible parts like the 27LS00 don't behave exactly the same way as the 82S16. All other SRAMs we looked at so far disable data out during write. Brick hits work fine, but the screen goes blank during fill operations because WE is held low, disabling the output. The bricks finally appear when WE goes high after pressing the serve button and the ball appears. One great idea Ikuta had was to use a transparent latch to hold data out when WE goes low. But there were other challenges, including the fact that the write occurs on the trailing edge of WE in this part. We both worked on this for a while and he got really close to a solution, but his 82S16 showed up, so he just used that. I'm sure he'll get that other RAM working just for the challenge. Another issue we've seen a lot of is fake parts. He ran into a fake TI-7448, which doesn't properly ripple blank, as you see here. And you know what we do with fake parts. That board really looks great. As I'm writing this, he is actually off at the NT Hakodate show with his retro on display. He built his own consolidated LED display as well. Here you see his custom controls. And oh look, he's got a coin slot, hopefully making a few yen. Fill up that box, buddy. Those chips aren't going to buy themselves. Our last build of the day is from Ralf from Germany. To me, it should be more like Rolf, but I'll just stick with my plain old crappy American. Ralf actually has a licensed Breakout offshoot called Break-In in a cocktail table model. The connectors are different, and there are a couple of extra chips, which is kind of interesting. He'll have to let us know why. Here you see his retro build with cabinet rails installed, and you guessed it, he also picked up some fake 7448s from China. So that's a nice board, but here comes the amazing part. Ralf built an entire cabinet with all the accoutrements. That looks so much like the original that I didn't realize the actual size until I saw this picture with the back open. This is a complete mini cabinet with an old school monochrome CRT. He even added the colored strips directly to the monitor surface. Some extra retro sauce there. The cabinet graphics are spot on, and even the marquee lights up. Same for all the buttons and pot. Unbelievable craftsmanship. I wish I had those skills. Alright, we saw 3 amazing viewer retro builds today. Thanks for sharing these treats. Delicious. Breakout is old school electronics, and it's great that we can recreate this circuitry along with its retro vibes. I'll catch you in the next one.